So recently I discussed what have been my favorite song from the Nijigaku anime. I also asked you guys what was your favorite song in a poll, so eventually we'll go over those results. But I wanted to look at this in another way where I wasn't going strictly based on what you're asking, and I want to get a more wide opinion, and especially a little bit more of the Japanese opinion because they tend to really dominate in the Love Live franchise. So instead of just going in directly asking you guys, let's try to get a bigger sample size here. So, what did I do? Well, if only there was another platform that I could use. Alright, yeah, YouTube is a thing. So I decided to jump onto YouTube and take a look at the promo vids for each song in the anime. I'll be looking at the statistics and compare the results to the other ones and see which one has the best stats. Obviously, just taking a look at the number of views is a very flawed metric, as the older videos have an advantage as they had longer time to gain more views, so instead I'll be going off of views per day. That does give the newer videos a bit of an advantage, as newer videos will have a higher views per day ratio, as people will watch a new video more likely than an old video. But I did wait more than a week to make sure that it's really died down since then. I will also be looking at like percentage, but you'll soon see that it doesn't really make that much of a difference. So we'll mostly be focusing strictly on views per day, but I will go over it anyways. So without further ado, let's go from the least liked, or should I say viewed, video per day from the fans, with a higher weight given off by the Japanese people. Now before I fully discuss the results, here is a table that I have organized with the views per day being at the top, and the ones with the least amount of views per day will be at the bottom. So of course, views per day is taking the number of views that I have when I last looked. Of course, it's going to be higher now when you're watching the video, but I also took into account when the video released, as you can see over there, so I can get a simple kind of division here to get an idea of how active and how often people are going to, so that the older videos wouldn't have an advantage because they released earlier. So having the views per day is probably one of the best metrics. Yes, newer videos will take time to die down, so that's why I waited, especially for Vivid World, which was being near the top when it first came out. But you can see as all these are going to trend downwards no matter what, but this is a good idea to show which one's the best. So according to my measurements, yeah, Butterfly is the best. Now, it doesn't have the most views, but Rina's song does, but surely hers is probably going to fall behind, as it did have a week more to gain views, but now it's really close, and you can see the views per day is definitely leaning towards Butterfly, so likely people tend to like Butterfly the most. Now, Tsunaga Connect also has been really loved by a lot of people, and a lot of people are watching, as it's both gotten a million views here, which is getting higher and higher into the top Love Live videos ever. Beyond that, we kind of have like a middle tier, I would say, which is going to be Shizuku Song and Cotton Song. But of course, Cotton Song is trending a little more downwards than the other ones, so we'll have to see how that could stay. But likely, I think it's still kind of in the middle tier. Then we have the other songs, which yes, most of them happen to be the older songs, but the views per days are way lower. So we have La Bella Patria, Dive, Dream With You, Psycho Heart, and Popping Up, which the amount of views just really have died really hard here. So that's kind of a little odd, but you could say, oh, it's because it's older. But if we compare Emma's to Rena's, which is only a week apart, the views per day should not be of multiple times higher if it's only just 1 week of a difference. And so that's kind of showing me that, yeah, they're not as popular. And if you want to really argue, well, but that's just one incident here. Well, if you take a look at the total amount of views, all of these don't even compete with Butterfly and Synagogue Connect. They already got more views and they had way less time to accumulate views. And I would argue the first few songs had more exposure because, oh, brand new song from the anime. So if anything, I do think this table tells you a lot about what songs people are enjoying the most. Now, I don't want you to take this as gospel and say Butterfly is the best song out there, but most people kind of agree. And from the poll that I'm going through, looks like Butterfly is winning by a decent amount. But again, people have their own opinions. But just the overall trend is saying that Kanata, Rina, Shizuku, and Karen all have very good songs that people tend to like more. While I and Kasumi and Ayumu, Setsuna, and Emma all have songs that are not quite as liked overall. But you know, that's fine. I really like Dream With You, but most people don't seem to agree with me with that, and that's fine. People like what they like. So now let's take a look at the exact same table, except I'm going to sort it by like percentage. And you can see all the like percentages are kind of similar here. So as just in general for most Love Live videos, you're going to see an incredibly high like percentage. And all these are in the 99%. Now, there are some videos that don't go as high. Maybe like if you want to look at the chapter 20 story from All Stars, you're going to get something that doesn't look so nice. But in general, this is not going to be very telling because most Love Live videos just tend to do really well in like percentage. And of course, again, I went by percentage because the number of likes isn't exactly necessarily the best metric, especially because older videos have more time to get likes. But if you take a look at it, we have Solitude Rain being the favorite here, while Psycho Heart being the least favorite here. I don't know if that's very telling because the differences here are just 0.2% from worst to best. So I think, honestly, if you're going to look at that, that's probably a not very useful metric to gauge what people like the most. I generally think views per day is probably the best metric, and you could kind of look at like percentage here. But again, I don't think that's going to be very helpful at all here. So let me know what you think about this and what do you think is the best song out here. Of course, everyone has their own opinions. But let me know what do you think about these results and what do you think they tell. For me, it at least tells me that Butterfly has been really liked by the Love Live community, and same thing with Synagogue Connect. Solitude Rain has been pretty good, so has Vivid World so far, but they definitely aren't in exactly the same tier as Butterfly and Synagogue Connect. And those are actually really climbing in the top Love Live videos from their channel, which I do plan on doing sometime soon. We'll have to see when it happens because Butterfly and Synagogue Connect are really climbing those charts. But let me know what you think about this in the comments below, and what do you think about Butterfly in general. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to catch you guys in another video soon.